Hey guys, welcome back to the Struggleville YouTube channel. For this video, we're going to talk about this picture I saw post. I think it was on Reddit. But anyways, it's of Harbor Freight News, I guess. And we'll go through the whole graphic, but I mostly want to focus on what's going on with the coupons, and this Hot Buys program kind of leads into that. So, over the last year, really maybe 2 years, we've seen huge shifts in the way Harbor Freight markets products, and they have completely gone away from coupons being their primary form of marketing products. And you could kind of see it coming, but I didn't see it being as drastic as it is today. So, way back in the day, we had free item coupons where you could just walk in the store, grab the free item, show them your coupon, and then walk out. You didn't even have to buy any other products. Then from there, we had the free with purchase coupon. So you had to buy something, and it could be anything. It could be a 25-cent little snap blade knife or whatever, and you could use a coupon on that item also, and then you could get your free item. And that lasted for years and years. And that was in addition to all the regular item specific coupons. You know, a coupon for this specific generator or for this socket set or whatever it happened to be. We've also had forever and ever the 20% coupon that was good for any single item. Now, way back in the day, it basically worked for everything. The exclusions was like gift cards, and that's it. And that's really when that coupon had its best value, because even if you didn't have an item-specific coupon, you could just go in and use this 20% one, which was usually pretty close to the coupon price of an item anyway. And then as they were in a position of expanding their coupon offerings, we started seeing other coupons like the 25% coupon, the $5 tool coupons where you had to buy, it was like 6 tools or something, but they'd be $5 each, or you had to spend $30 and then you could get this one thing for $5. But when they came out with those, there would be like 6 or 9 tools included in the sale. And if you just bought everything that was on sale for the $5 coupon, you wouldn't have to buy anything outside of that program, and you would qualify and get all that stuff for $5. And then they bring out the 30% coupon, which originally was only used or only good for items under $10. And they'd always mark up like stuff that was $9.99 or whatever. It would mysteriously, right before that coupon came out, they'd go up to $10.99 or something. So sometimes you could kind of get like a little idea that, oh, one of these coupons is either available right now or it will be very soon, because they just upped the price on a bunch of stuff so it wouldn't qualify. But anyway, so then they had that, and actually the latest iteration of that was for Inside Track Club members. The price of the coupon could be, or the price of the item could be up to $20, and you would still get your 30% off. And then anyone who's ever gotten a newspaper over the last decade, there's always Harbor Freight coupons in the newspaper coupon inserts, and tons of different magazines. If you were subscribed to a lot of the automotive stuff, maybe Popular Mechanics or some woodworking magazines. Haggerty, if you have Haggerty insurance and you get that little magazine that comes with it, they have a whole sheet of Harbor Freight coupons in the back, right? I mean, these things were everywhere, and personally, it was really good marketing. Now, I didn't like all the headlines of liquidation sale and all these other, I don't know, I can't even think of all the other ones they've had, but just a million of these over the top, trying to encourage, a limited supply or a limited time offering, some kind of tactic to get people to get into the store in a timely manner, right? But that's the whole thing about the coupons, is it creates a sense of exclusivity. Like, I have this coupon, I'm going to get a cheaper price than the other guy who doesn't have the coupon. I'm getting a better deal. I'm going to be the one to save money. And it's like a little perk to get into the store and buy. And they had those coupons everywhere. And I think it was a really good form of marketing. If you think about it, what other store has coupons like that? Harbor Freight was the only one who had that type of coupon system. And they're uniquely able to have that system because they are not only the retailer, but they are also the manufacturer. Someone like Home Depot could never do that because, in large part, they're selling other people's tools. They're selling DeWalt tools, or they're selling Milwaukee tools, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. They're selling someone else's tools, so they couldn't do it. But Harbor Freight, they're manufacturing, they're the retailer, so they are in a position to do that with that wide base of coupons. Now, I initially thought this shift that they've done was largely due to what happened in 2020 that we cannot name for being fear of demonetized for just mentioning said word. But as we are crossing that bridge, things are becoming more drastic as far as the coupons, and it doesn't seem like maybe that was the initial push, but they're going all in on getting rid of the coupons, just being done with the coupons. It's been a very long time since they've had any free item coupon. The blue puck lights was the last straight free item coupon that we've had, and the only reason it lasted so long is they put one out that had an expiration date that was like a year in advance. A lot of coupons were good for 1 month. Ones that came in magazines and newspapers could be good for up to 3 months. And then once in a while, you would get this one that was just like that puck. It's not really a puck light, but close enough. That was good for like a year in advance. That's the only reason it lasted so long. Since we have seen a couple, a lot of which is expiring on the 5th, which is going to be really interesting to see what happens here forward. But we've seen a couple that were with purchase, like there's an Icon coupon where if you buy, I think it's a torque wrench, you get a, oh crap, what do you get free with the torque wrench? It's a breaker bar. If you buy the torque wrench, you get the breaker bar free. They have another coupon where you get a free Bauer bag, and I don't even remember the terms of how you get the Bauer bag. So there's a few things that they've put out somewhat recently, but as far as I know, February 8th is the last day for a 20% coupon. I don't know of any coupon that's out later than that, and they used to come out with new ones every week. Every week there'd be tons of these 20% coupons floating around because they would last for 3 months, but a new one was put out every week, and then you'd have different codes for the one that came in the newspaper or the one that came in this magazine or that magazine. And I would imagine a lot of that originally had to do with tracking, popularity of tracking sales. Like, we had 100 sales from this 20% coupon that came in this magazine, but we only had 10 sales that came from this newspaper. So they could tell, what marketing efforts were more effective. I don't know if they actually did that, but I'm assuming why they would have different numbers on them. But they are very archaic in almost everything they do. The POS system, the Inside Track Club system, a lot of stuff. Their website, even though they've revamped it and it's much more modern today than it was, their website is very archaic as compared to a lot of other big retailers. So I don't know if they actually did that much in the marketing, but because they invested so much into marketing, maybe they were, and logically that's what they were doing. So I used to get a newspaper subscription solely for the Harbor Freight coupons. I would just throw out the rest of the newspaper, and I was paying ridiculous. It was like $25 a month just to get those coupons so I could post them on the website. Now, I stopped that a while ago because, as probably a lot of you have guessed who watch the main channel, I've really not been that enthused by Harbor Freight ever since they started coming out with a ton of the new tool brands and really pushing those. They've really left the original stuff kind of in the dust, and they want to compete with Home Depot and Lowe's, and they want to have their own brands, but yet they're competing with things like DeWalt and Milwaukee. And I saw some people asking, well, should you get into Bauer or should you get into Ryobi? And the very easy answer is Ryobi. It's light years ahead of Bauer in terms of the offerings that they have, the pricing, the potential to get a good deal, and for promotions. I mean, I have a Bauer drill that I specifically bought for doing videos, but that was back when I was more interested in Harbor Freight, and I don't think you guys have ever seen it in a video because I bought it right at kind of the turning point where I was just kind of done with them. So going back to the coupons, earlier this year, a couple of months ago, the Inside Track Club coupons turn into Inside Track Club instant savings. So if you were an Inside Track Club member, you were supposed to automatically get that price whether you had the coupon or not. Now, at that time, I thought it was just a perk for the Inside Track Club members and something to save time at the checkout lines, because originally you had to have the coupon, but if you didn't have the coupon, the cashier always had the booklet up there, and you could just tell them, there's a coupon for this, and it's in the Inside Track Club, and they look up your thing, your phone number, they say, oh yeah, you're an Inside Track Club member, and they'll scan the coupon for you even if you didn't have it. But they're searching through the catalog to find the coupon, or at later points, I think they had a sheet where they had just barcodes where they could scan it. But either way, they would do that for you. But of course, that takes more time in the checkout line. You're trying to decide, what had a coupon? Or, I thought I had a coupon for that. And then they look through and nope, there's no coupon. It takes a lot of time. So partly that. And then I thought, well, it does make sense that you were paying for this membership. So why wouldn't you just automatically get all of the discounts included? So they made that change, and I thought it was specifically for the Inside Track Club members. And then around the same time, they also got rid of the print coupon catalogs. So I'm sure many of the people who will ever watch this video have gotten a mail printed coupon catalog from Harbor Freight. And back then, it was really good. It was, I would say, the entire catalog was 60 pages, 80 pages, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the middle because I only cared about the coupons in it. But that had to be a good 15 or 20 pages of coupons. You would have a bunch on the cover in the first few pages, and then the back page would also be more coupons. So it was end to end, and then the middle had just sale prices and promos and things that I completely ignored. So that was like a staple for me. Every month, about 2 or 3 days before the new month, you'd wait for the Harbor Freight catalog to come in the mail so you could go through it. Now, I am I'm an old man. When I read a book, I have a Kindle, I'm not a big fan of it. I like to hold the book in my hand. When Black Friday comes around and I'm looking up deals, I don't like going online and looking at scans, even though I'll provide them on my website. I want the damn ad in my hand. I want to look at it. I want to circle stuff. I want to write notes. That's what I like. So I wasn't a huge fan of them going digital from that perspective. What I did like was when I'm posting coupons, it's much easier if I don't have to sit here and scan every coupon page, crop every coupon that's in there. That takes a lot of time. There was times where I spent more time on Harbor Freight than any other part of my website, and I don't get anything out of the Harbor Freight stuff. They don't have an affiliate program or nothing, so it was a lot of time specifically for driving traffic to the website because it's something that people might search for and might be a way for them to find my site. But I didn't get nothing directly from them from doing that, and it was a lot of time spent. So when they went to digital from that perspective, it was good for me personally. But I didn't like it, in the sense that as a customer, I would prefer to have the catalog in my hand. Now, another thing they did, 2 things actually. The digital catalog, at least 1 month, was only good for half the month. Maybe it was January or something, where it was only good for 15 days. I thought, oh man, that's weird, because usually it's a monthly catalog. It's good for the whole month. And then when things are real short, I don't even want to post it because I'm thinking, I'm going to spend 4 hours on this and it's going to be good for like a week. This sucks. I'd much rather have the coupons that last 3 months, so at least my work is valid for some amount of time. But the other thing they did when they went digital is they cut the number of coupons drastically. You used to get maybe 200 coupons in a print catalog, and they went down to like 70 to 80 coupons in the digital one. So that kind of sucked. But now, as of today, they don't have a digital catalog for any coupons either. And the page that used to show you the catalog redirects to the Harbor Freight homepage, which makes me think it's gone. It ain't coming back. And I think getting rid of their coupons is a huge marketing mistake. Now, maybe they've done all sorts of analytics and they've looked into this and they think this is the way to go. I think they're destroying their business model, because to me, the the benefit of it was the coupons. The coupons were always laying on a table, or there was a magazine on the table that I knew I had coupons in, and it was a constant reminder of Harbor Freight, but not just that Harbor Freight existed, but that these coupons are going to expire. I need to get there before it expires. But I don't feel that same sense of value or urgency for sale prices. Even though it functions in a much similar way, I just don't personally get that, you know, it's just not the same. And maybe I'm weird, but I'm definitely weird. But in this case, maybe I am outside of the norm. Now, I mean, the good thing is everybody who goes in is going to get the discounted price. But are your sales, because of that, going to cover, are they going to go up enough to compensate for people who would have bought the product anyway at full price without a coupon? Because now you're giving the coupon discount, and I haven't looked close enough at these sale prices to see if they are the same as what the coupon prices were. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just assume that they are the same price that the coupon would have been. Are you getting enough boost in sales from this sale price to cover how many people would have just paid full price and never known the coupon existed or didn't want to waste time with the coupon? There's a ton of people out there, and maybe they just aren't Harbor Freight shoppers, but the coupon would be too much effort. Even though you had websites where you could just enter an item number and the coupon would pop right up, that was too much effort. They're just going to pay full price because saving $20, who the hell cares? And now I don't understand that mentality at all because I am the cheapest person you will ever meet, but there are people out there like that. And moving away from the coupons, I personally think is not a good idea. So anyway, looking at this results recap, which I would really be interested to see. This is a monthly newsletter, apparently. We'll scroll up and look at the whole thing here in a second. But apparently it's a monthly newsletter that they give to employees or something. And I would like to see if previous editions always had all thumbs up, because the way Harbor Freight is, I would kind of assume no matter what happened, they would give thumbs up to every single thing. But here we say, Hot Buys program. Hot Buys sales have increased over 40% since we introduced Hot Buy promotions. Starting this month, Hot Buys will be renamed Instant Savings to keep the program fresh and better communicate value to customers. Thank you for all your support in making this program a success. Okay, first, a 40% increase? Boy, that's a lot. Think of all the stuff that's been going on with the stock market now, and people are going gaga over these different stocks. A 40%, think of if you had an investment account or something, and you changed one thing in it, and you got a 40% increase. That's huge. I don't know if I believe that, but if it's true, why would you dick around with the naming of it and change it from Hot Buys to Instant Savings? We're not talking about, hey, we saw a 2% boost in sales, but we think it could be better, so we're going to change the name. 40%. Are you hoping that by changing it to Instant Savings, it's going to be an 80%? It doesn't even make sense. Now, the one line that does, to keep the program fresh, forget the second part because that's a lie, keep the program fresh. So they started doing these Hot Buys, and they first brought out, this goes out to the email list. It came out, and bam, there was a huge spike. And I would bet if you were to look at not only sales, but open rates of the emails and click-through rates on individual items within the emails, it tanked. It absolutely tanked. Guarantee it. Because the first time people saw it, they clicked on it, and they were intrigued. This was something new. What's going on? What's this Hot Buy thing? And then they looked at it and said, oh, these aren't Hot Buys at all. These prices are actually trash. So maybe they got some sales out of it. I don't think it was a 40% increase. in sales, but there might have been a 40% increase in like website traffic or in some analytical response to those emails. That maybe. But we're going to instant savings now. And doing that may have the same effect. You're going to get instant savings emails now, and people are like, oh, instant savings, what's this? This is different. This isn't hot buys. This isn't, So you get a big bump, and then it's going to go back down again. So is the play that you rotate these different marketing taglines, or every couple of months do you just change what you're calling it, even though it's the exact same thing? Like even going from the coupons to the hot buys, it's the same thing. It's lipstick on the pig. It's still a pig, you just made it look a little different. You prettied it up maybe a little. So I think that's what's going to happen with the instant savings also. But I don't know. I really don't have a horse in this race. I don't care too much about Harbor Freight in either direction, but I really hate their marketing. So in some ways, I guess I do kind of root against them just a little bit. Which people are going to, thumbs down. Oh, Harbor Freight hater. Please, I've been posting this stuff and doing this for years and years and years. And there was a time where I was a bigger Harbor Freight fan than anyone you could find. And they just sullied that. So the next thing, the second thumbs up, is the multi-tool end cap test. So it's their corded multi-tool. I don't see a dial, so I'm assuming that's just the simple on-off. They have a variable speed one also. So test stores moved the multi-tool from the home location to end cap only. Why? To free up space for new, higher selling items. Did it work? Yes. Almost no sales loss from the move to end cap only. I don't completely understand that. So we moved it to the end cap. The end cap is a more prominent location. More people are going to walk by the end cap. More people are going to see the end cap. It would be interesting to see if this item's on clearance and if it's something they're completely getting rid of. And honestly, they probably should. More people are going to go to cordless tools, more and more and more. You have a variable speed option, which given the two, if the pricing was competitive, most people would want a variable speed. It just gives you more options. Even if you crank it up every single time, just the option to slow it down being variable speed is nicer. So there's plenty of other options. I don't understand why you need the simple on-off other than it's the bargain basement cheapest one you have. So the why is to free up space for new, higher selling items. Okay, so you're freeing up space where this one originally was so you can put in new products. Did it work? Yes, almost no sales loss. Okay, so first off, that means there is a sales loss. But do they mean almost no sales loss in a very broad general sense or specifically for the multi-tool? Because the multi-tool should have a sales increase if it was on the end cap. It's not mixed in with everything else. More people are seeing it. More people are walking by it. Why wouldn't the sales go up with the end cap move? So almost no sales loss. And how is it successful if there is any sales loss at all? Okay, you freed up space for new higher selling items. Well, how did they sell if the main purpose was to free up space for the higher selling items? I just don't completely understand that one. The last, again, storage rack test. So they have these new storage racks, the plastic things. You can get them anywhere, though. I don't know how they can differentiate themselves from the ones sold at Home Depot or Menards or Walmart or whatever. But it makes sense to sell them because tons of people have these types of racks in, their houses or wherever. But anyway, merchandised 4 and 5 tier storage racks on ad flats. I don't know what an ad flat is. It sounds like a musical note. To test if location and placement will impact sales. Did it work? Yes. Storage racks on ad flats saw over 100% sales increase versus those not on ad flats. Again, I don't really know what an ad flat is, so I can't speak much to it. So if we go up to the top, this thing was titled Harbor Freight Tools Monthly Merchandising News, Upcoming Store Layout and Planogram Changes. So our first headline was Plumbing Engines, Gas Pumps, Generators, which they apparently call PEG. What's changing? Move generators here and build taller display flats to create a Predator Tower of Power. I wonder if they're going to actually have a banner or something that says Tower of Power. What's the goal? Using vertical space more efficiently, we will introduce 5 new Predator generators this spring. So, of course, they've come out with tons of new tools. Over the last year or two, probably 2 years at least, Harbor Freight has had so many new items. New brands, expanding all these kinds of lineups. A lot of redundancy, but people would make the argument that they're doing a good, better, best model, so that redundancy has to be built in order to facilitate higher profit margin sales. But that comes with these stores that are just overpacked. There's so much stuff because you at a store, and let's say you're adding 20 or 30% more items to the same physical location, well, logically, when you run out of horizontal space, you go vertical. That's why cities have skyscrapers. So they're putting these generators apparently in the Tower of Power, which isn't a bad idea because the generators, they're going to be different sizes, but a lot of the functions are going to be the same. And as long as one is near the ground and you can tinker around with it, you can look up at the next one and be like, okay, that's the bigger one or whatever. And it's a higher wattage output or whatever, but the functions, a lot of it's going to be the same anyway. So it's not like you got to put your hands on every one of them. Anyway, I think the vertical thing makes sense. But it's interesting. They said they'll introduce 5 new Predator generators this spring. So it'll be over the next couple of months. There's already 1 million generators at Harbor Freight. So are they replacing old models? You may want to keep an eye on the Harbor Freight clearance page. There's a link right at the top of the homepage of Harbor Freight of clearance items. If you're in store, it's the purple tags. So are they adding 5 new Predator generators, or are they replacing? It says 5 new, but who knows what actually will happen. But if you're in the market for a generator, it may be worth keeping an eye on that to see what happens with the generators over the next couple of months. Now the middle guy here, outdoor equipment, OPE. You would think it would say outdoor power equipment because the P probably stands for power, but that's okay. What's changing? Remove generators from outdoor power planogram, because they are now making the Tower of Power. So we're moving them. And then it says, what's the goal? Make room for new Predator outdoor power equipment and Bauer pressure washer coming this spring, plus future outdoor power expansion. So we're definitely continuing trend of releasing new products. I don't so much dislike that. That's not the problem. Is, they used to have the tagline. It was something like quality tools for ridiculously low prices or something like that, and that has been 100% abandoned. And the higher price stuff, to me, it's not the reason I ever went to Harbor Freight. When I started going to Harbor Freight, I went there because I was making minimum wage and I couldn't afford to even walk in the door of a Home Depot. So that's what drew me to them. And they have, it's gotten better now, especially with like the US General stuff and the Predator generators, engines. Some things have a really good reputation, but as a whole, Harbor Freight's reputation kind of sucks. It has gotten better. Like, I wonder if you could look up positive compared to negative internet mentions for companies. If you could do that and you looked over the last 10-year period, you would see a steady rise as far as reputation. And I'm sure it has some to do with these new brands, but boy, it's just with Icon, they're targeting a more professional user. And you couple that, these new brands, with getting rid of the coupons, and they are abandoning the base that put them into a position to become more popular. Now, maybe you shift to a different customer base, and that works out, and you have a higher profit margin, and maybe that works out splendidly for them. Who knows? But I don't think it's the same customer that they're targeting 10 years ago as they are targeting today. And that seems dangerous to me because your explosive growth came from that original customer. But they're a privately held company, so it's really, it's almost, how do you tell how these changes, have affected sales and profits and all that stuff. So anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting to go through this flyer. And I want to talk about the coupon thing because that's crazy that they're getting rid of all these things. It'll be interesting, do they still do their 3-day coupons? Real quick sidebar on that is when they got rid of the free item coupons, the next thing they did was making them come out on the emails that would come out on like Thursday, and then the coupon would be good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they would put 2 or 3 free items along with these other items. Now, way back in the day, before they started putting free item coupons in those emails, you would always get the email that was good for only 3 days, and you would never, ever, ever, ever find a coupon that was a better price than what you could normally get anyway. The decent coupons were the ones that were good for, it came in an email, they were good for 2 weeks, and specifically the ones that targeted a very specific segment like outdoor power equipment. You would have an entire page of coupons specifically for that, and you would get coupons on the more obscure items where you would only get that coupon a couple of times a year. So those were the really good emails. The 3-day weekend ones were always trash, and I'm willing to bet that part of the marketing of adding free items to that was, hey, no one's opening these emails, or we're not seeing these coupons used in the store, so we're going to add these free items to get people to pay more attention to it. But maybe whenever they decided to get rid of these free item coupons, because I don't think they're coming back personally, I would prefer they do, because it, I like the free items, and it's, website tool deals, free is a deal. So I prefer that they exist, but I don't think they will. But I think when they made that decision, maybe that's when the 3-day free item coupons decided to get rid of that. So times are a-changing. We'll see what happens in the future. It'll be really interesting to see if they completely abandon the coupons completely. Like, let's say we're in April or May, and there's not a single Harbor Freight coupon to be found. What happens from there? What happens from there? By August, do we start seeing coupons again? If it goes to 0 and then comes back up, then they realize they made a mistake and they're trying to fix it. But let's say 2022, they announced they're opening 30 more stores. Well, damn it, getting rid of those coupons probably worked for you. Contrast, if they say they're closing stores, maybe you were too stubborn with the wrong strategy. Who knows? It'll be interesting to find. I keep saying interesting too much, but personal feelings aside, whether I like Harbor Freight or not, I find it very interesting, the entire thing. I want to follow along just to see what happens. All right, this is plenty long, about 20 minutes too long actually, but thank you for sticking through it all. And give the video a like if you're still around. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you guys next time.